Guys, we're back. Thank you guys for being patient with us. I know we took a long break from loading or doing any videos, and yeah, we just want to thank you guys for being patient and bearing with us. We had a lot going on. Yvette, we had fertility going on, a lot going on with our life with that. Not just that, we had
Birthdays.
all birthdays and just our daily lives and work, as well as my stepdaughter. She does swim, and so obviously we had a commitment to her for her swim practices and her swim meets and her competitions to be there for her. So which ate up a lot of time too, and it really made it hard for us to record and do anything. And now that some of it's kind of winding down, now we're able to get back on track. And we just want to thank you guys once again for being patient with us. And
Johnny said we did take a step back, and during that time, we definitely do appreciate everybody's support who supported us through the journey. But we really had um, a decision to make as far as like really committing ourselves to the fertility process. So for those of you who don't know, I have PCOS, so it makes it really hard for me to ovulate regularly, and of course, to get pregnant. It's part of the struggle that comes with infertility, and we just really wanted to make sure that when we go through this process, amongst all the other stuff we have going on in our life, that it had our full attention. It really took a it was a lot. We were at swim practices and swim meets, and we were really just like in the middle of IVF. We decided the IVF route would be our best route, as far as our chances to grow our family. Um, After meeting with doctors and going to LA every other day, but it felt like that's really what we felt was best. And so we're super excited to share our results with you guys. I wish this was a pregnancy announcement, but it ain't. And that's okay, because with all in God's will, it will be coming very, very soon. So definitely can't wait about that. It's definitely a physical and emotional roller coaster that women go through. Not so much the men, but of course the emotions that they have to deal with. And Johnny's been there every step of the way, so it's super exciting. Definitely appreciate his willingness to sit there next to me while I give myself shots, and just making sure that we are all ready for a new baby in our life. A lot of questions of like, how's it going? Are you pregnant? When are you gonna get pregnant? Are you gonna choose the birth of the baby, or the not the birth, the gender of the baby? So all of those questions all came from everybody, and it's so funny, but it's also super heartwarming, because I'd be walking in the store, and people are like, "Oh my God, like you posted an update, like I'm so excited for you, like I've been following your journey, like that's so crazy that you're going through this," and like everybody always wants to know an update. As time has gone by, our results have actually been really, really good. I think every result this far has been a positive outcome. And just with my condition, and stuff like that, like it's nice to see not having to worry about the cancer gene in my body, and just getting all those tests out the way. So it's super nice to know that we do have people supporting us um, through it all. Um, but because it is going so well, I really just wanted to protect my peace through a lot of it. So I quit sharing so many updates as far as like what's going on, when things are going to happen, when will I become pregnant. For now, I decided to keep that part private, but I guess we could share the genders and the numbers as far as like what we got. Um, So, if for those of you who don't know the process of IVF, IVF, you basically stimulate your hormones, so that way they can go into your ovaries and retrieve these eggs. Um, so we got 22 eggs
22.
the day they retrieved those eggs. Um, and then we got
14.
14. So 14 of those 22 were actually fertilized, meaning they were on their way to become embryos. And out of those 14, 9 of them were genetically healthy. So it's super normal for the numbers to drop. Of course, we always want the healthiest ones too, but it's something that's completely normal. So we were very, very blessed with 9 embryos that are in a little petri dish waiting to be passed down to my uterus. So you want to let them know how many girls and how many boys we have?
Yeah. We have 3 boys and 6 girls. So,
Like he mentioned, we have 6 girls and 3 boys. I know, I'm sure a lot of you could probably guess of like what I want, and I know a lot of my friends know what I want. Um, Johnny's just kind of whatever.
no. I mean, it's not whatever. It's like, you know, it's just a blessing, either a boy or a girl, you know? So,
Definitely.
so what we're going to do is just, put all kind of numbers in a hat and luck of the draw. That's what the gender is going to be.
Not really, but I think we've just both decided that we would just keep it private because it is going so well for us. And I would hate to bear the disappointment if a miscarriage does happen, or something doesn't go right happens, and then I have to explain it to everybody. So I think that's just something more personal that I want to deal with, between him and I, and like our family. So definitely decided to keep that private. So hopefully very soon you guys will hear our pregnancy announcement, and I can't wait. Um, so yeah, that's just a little bit of like protecting our peace, protecting our future child, our family, and just being able to process it all and still remain active in our daily lifestyle. Um, so the journey so far, um, I guess like the procedures and the tests and stuff. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but IVF, you do a lot of procedures, a lot of blood work, every other day blood work. Every other day we were constantly going down to LA. I'd be at a swim meet and have to take my shots, because they're all time sensitive. The procedure to retrieve the eggs, and then the procedure to transfer the embryo into you. So a lot of that, and thankfully I had a coworker who was actually just so happened to be at the same doctor as me as well. Um, and we went through the process together, so I think that made it super simple as well. Aside from having Johnny by my side at every minute and every day and every appointment and every shot and every um, medicine, everything you think of, he was always there. So I definitely do appreciate that as well. Um, what surprised you the most about our what surprised you the most about the IVF process so far?
Oh, man, there's a lot, but I would have to say your commitment and bravery, You got to take those shots every day. What was it, 2 or 3 for 2 weeks? And, man, some of those needles look big, painful, what it seems like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
obviously it's a whole learning process, and it's like it's it's pretty crazy. It's a trip.
Do you have any advice for the partner that is not going through the fertility process to help them go through the process, and what would you offer to them?
Oh man, give that woman some respect for real. Like but like just obviously be there for that person, and you know, um, support them, and encourage them, and you know, just have uplifting spirits for one another through that process. That's what I would say.
So, what is your point of view of this whole process? Like, when you met me, did you think that we would be going through this and like where you would be at today in our fertility process? Because let's admit, you didn't want children when we first met. So,
Okay.
what changed your mind, and how do you feel about that?
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want no kids when we met because, like, I ain't trying to have multiple baby mamas and kids straggling everywhere. But I figure, I at the time, I was very doubtful. Like, I might find someone that I would spend the rest of my life with. So that's why I figured like I was done having kids. But obviously, meeting you and getting to know you and building our relationship, which now is our marriage, is like, and then obviously uh, we both intend, or our goal is obviously to stay married. I mean, until we die, basically.
Yeah, you're
So
not
why
going anywhere.
not, you know, have another kid, and yeah.
Um, I think a lot of people ask, like, how do we balance it all? Like, when we talk to friends and family, they're like, oh my God, you're so busy. And it's just like something we truly are really busy. You know, we're getting our own business up and running. I'm trying to finish school, and we both still work a full time job outside of this, as well as not only that, we got family life, take care of, my mom, help her out, help his mom out, and then we got work, school, um, my daughter's swimming and her practices, and just making sure that she stays motivated in her sport and what she loves to do. And then just making sure life still goes. So you could only imagine. And then, of course, trying to have like our free time, like, hang out with our friends and still maintain a social life. Um, it is all very so hard with all of that stuff. So I definitely think that, you know, this podcast, taking a break, was necessary for fertility purposes, and just making sure my stress levels were low during those times so we could get those eggs and healing from the retrieval. I was blessed enough not to have to deal with so much of the side effects. But I think my biggest one was just being really super sore. I think they went through 33 different follicles on my ovaries and pulled out the 22 eggs. So you could imagine getting poked 33 times to make sure that they got everything that they possibly could for the best outcome. So the healing process was super necessary, and just trying to get back on track with things. So we're back now though, so that's the good part. I think just not being burnt out and knowing um, when to like feel that it's okay to say no, or like, hey, we can't do it this week. Um, I always tell Johnny, like, we gotta record, but he was super understanding of like if we got tired, we got tired, or if I was tired or I wasn't feeling up to it. A lot of that too. So I think that's really what helped us as far as that. And then our friends, they were super good about keeping me distracted and just being there for me, um, as well. Like when Johnny couldn't be there, or just being good friends in general, and having my aunt, my mom by me. So it all worked out well. And the break was necessary. So, and then so we can plan more content for you guys. So